it almost felt like I only had one shot because it takes such a toll on the body, like doing those movements that I hadn't done before, like nowhere near in that volume. And I knew like my calves would sort of take a beating, but I thought about it today as well, and I was like, if I'm gonna do it the earliest I could, like it wouldn't be smart to have done it today. I needed to do like another flush out workout, I think. Like that the rowing this morning was perfect. And I can still do it Tuesday morning, so like tomorrow morning here. I need to like be able to make a call by the halfway mark, and either if I'm like on track and I'm mentally good and physically good, I keep going, otherwise I pull the pin.
I love that. And that's what I had in mind too. I figured like, get into it, warm up, and like kind of make a game day decision.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, like, depends on how much, how big of an improvement you think you can make.
Yeah.
But to some degree, being recovered for week 3 is really, really important. This is going to start getting into that. Like, it's just part of the consideration, which I know you know.
Yeah, I think I can definitely recover by week 3 open workout. It's, and I thought about it, I was like, I don't want it to, like, fully ruin my training for the week either. And then I was talking to Maddie about it this morning as I've sort of started to feel a little bit better. And I'm like, the thing for me at the moment is that it's still a really hard workout, and it's a lot of volume in some pretty uncomfortable things I haven't done in a long time. So even doing it again doesn't take away from my training, because it's like really good practice just to like hurt in that kind of time domain with those movements. Oh, mate.
It's kind of the part of the theme, I don't know, in the game space has been a little bit more, I don't know, you could call it like .com.
Yeah.
Or like, the girls named workouts, like you look at the games, you look at even these first 2 workouts, like this is a very different workout, but at the same time, it's like, classic CrossFit.
Super basic,
and
yeah.
So, and so I think like you're saying, I think this is good training for you, right?
Yeah.
So,
as long as it's safe. Like this was the one, this was the first time I felt like my pelvic floor was vulnerable, and I think at around the halfway mark I started to feel my pelvic floor be weak about like 11 reps into each round. So I'd get to like 11 or so double unders, and I would start to feel weak. And then that started to kind of stress me out, and I think I spent so much energy like trying to control that was what fatigued me more than anything. Like I thought my midline was gonna go. Like I ended up breaking up my toaster bar, and I thought my midline was tired, but I was actually just really fatigued, and I think I spent so much mental energy trying to control these double unders and not pee myself that it was exhausting, and that took away from me more than anything. Whereas because I finished and I was like, I was okay, you know what I mean? Like I still had a little bit more fitness to give. I think even if I can like be more efficient on my like set up a little bit better, closer together, be more efficient on the thrusters and the toaster bar, so I can even just take like one deep breath before every set of double unders, just like one moment to just pick it up, breathe, and then start really relax. Like I don't know if that would make a huge difference later on.
I think it would. I think, your diaphragm, pelvic floor, they're kind of all connected. So I think when, breathing starts getting out of control, it's hard to brace, right? If it's hard to brace, then things start breaking down and things like that. So I think, and then efficiency kind of starts to fall off too. So I think that's a good plan. Yeah. You don't need to slow down much, but I think just like back off just a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, instead of, what'd you say, 8:15, you got to the 15 round mark, right?
Yeah, I think it was like 8:17 or something. I remember it was 8 and I had a 7. And I was like, that's real hard. And then I realized what I'd done. Because I was like, I'm just not going to look at the clock for ages. I just didn't want to look at it because I didn't want to have any like mental I didn't want anything to get in my head. And then Maddie goes, oh, you're at 15 rounds. And I was like, don't look at it. And then I looked at it and I was like, damn it. So yeah, I need to not look too much, but
and then the big question is like, will your body hold up, and we'll find that out, right?
Yeah. I think so I'll go into it like a little bit clearer headed. I know when I went into it as well, like I'd been at the gym since I did it at like maybe 6:30 at night with the gym, and I'd been at the gym. I had to man it from like 2:30 with Scotty, and I'd been there all day, and then my day had gotten away from me because we had a bit of a difficult day, and then I didn't have enough food, and by the time I started I was running on fumes and just exhaustion, and just like I pretty much had enough to get through because I was doing it with people, but then I was wrecked kind of before I started. So I think if I do it, I'm definitely much better in the morning. So if I can do it Tuesday in the morning, like try and get a good night's sleep, eat, and then go in with a bit of a clearer head the second time, I think hopefully if my body is with me, my head will be a lot better, and I'll have She just did the stinkiest fart. I thought she must have a massive shit in there, and there's nothing. Just farts. I literally feel sick in the stomach. There's like 1,000 reasons why. I know it's gonna hurt. I don't want to pee my pants. I don't know what my body's gonna feel like. I've been sore for days, and it's just gross, and I hate the thought. I think this could be, I said I'm the kind of person that doesn't do a workout twice without definitely getting better, and I feel sick because I feel like this is one that could potentially prove me wrong, just depending on how tired I am and how much I can get my head together. So I feel sick in the stomach. I feel like shit. Okay team, so I'm just doing a little debrief after 20.2 while I do my little run word. So again, just bear with me while I change positions in between. So I did 20.2 on Friday. I did it on Friday night with my class, and I tried to coordinate it. Pretty much every week I try and coordinate it as best I can with Scotty. So trying to feed her and then pretty much go straight into the workout. And then I try and redo it usually on Monday. This time I redid it on Tuesday because if you did the workout, you know the nature of the workout is 20 minutes long and there's a lot of volume in there. Pretty much in a nutshell, as far as workouts go, this is probably one of the hardest and worst workouts for somebody to do postpartum. I'm just 5 months postpartum today. Double unders. Haven't done them since I was 30 weeks pregnant. Didn't do them much before then. I just did them once as a special occasion for the open that I did in the live announcement. And then I pretty much haven't done them. So now she's 5 months. It's a very long time. And then toes to bar. I haven't done those since pretty much since I was 18 weeks pregnant. When I noticed that my belly had a little bit of pressure and a little bit of like what looked like could be separation, I decided not to do them, and I haven't done anything with my midline. I've just been doing recovery stuff. So midline, pelvic floor, all that kind of crazy stuff. It was a huge challenge for me. This was the first workout that I actually felt vulnerable in my pelvic floor, which is a good thing in my eyes, in that I've done a really good job of recovering and prioritizing the right things in my recovery, and not not pushing it too much and making sure that I did all of the right things so that I wasn't loading it up too much. But this one definitely made me feel really vulnerable. My first attempt, I spent a lot of energy just being a little bit anxious about that, and trying not to pee my pants, pretty much. That's pretty much in a nutshell what happened in the first one. And so I jumped a little bit weird. That was exhausting. I was a little bit stressed. That was exhausting. And then doing movements that were really hard. So I got a good score, but I wanted to do it again for a couple of different reasons. One is the competition practice, obviously. I wanted to see if I could change a few things and what happened to my body if I did some work. Did it then feel better? So essentially after the first attempt, I spent a couple of days. I did train, but I sort of stripped back a little bit, and then I spent a lot of time doing actual pelvic floor work. So I did some releases and then some activation stuff. I did a lot of releasing through my adductors and different kind of movements that were going to help set me up for a better attempt this time. I obviously did some work. I've literally run-wadded every single day, sometimes twice a day, to try and loosen everything up and make sure I was good there. And then I've spent a bit of time like on my calves. They were so sore. My calves, my quads are so sore because I just haven't done anything like that with that intensity for that long. And then I tested it out today. Today I got a better score. I still felt vulnerable, and to be honest, where I'll go from here is I've put up a pretty good score that I'm happy with. I'm not satisfied. I obviously want to be better, but that's going to take time, and that's as good as I'm going to get for now, so I'm happy with that. But I'm going to spend a lot of time over the next couple of months focusing more on like rehabilitation stuff again, reincorporating pelvic floor kind of things. I'm not going to do double unders. I'll talk to Nick and say like, let's have some time away from that kind of impact. Everything else seems to be okay, but that many double unders under fatigue is not. And so yeah, I'll spend a lot of time trying to keep building that strength so that when I do those kind of workouts, I'm okay. I was okay with smaller numbers with less fatigue, so with rest and things like that with double unders, no problem at all. Combine all of these kind of things, and if you have had a baby, you can understand it, and if you have not, then you just couldn't even imagine contracting and closing up the hips and doing something like toes to bar after you've literally split open and carried a human inside and done all of that, and then jumping around when you've pushed a baby out that was, in my case, an 8-pound baby of pushing out, and it takes a toll, and it's just recovery. It's the same rehab, like having a shoulder operation or a knee operation or whatever it is. It's slow and steady recovery. So I'm super stoked with where I am, but I've definitely got some work to do. My energy and all of that kind of stuff is really good, but yeah, I've still got some work to do. I'm still tweaking my nutrition. I'm tweaking my recovery processes and just different things like that to try and train and compete as best I can. Realistically, I've come to the conclusion that I'm only going to get so good so long as I'm breastfeeding, and I am totally okay with that. My power and my strength are just not quite the same because my body is not prioritizing laying down muscle and doing all that kind of stuff. It's prioritizing other things. So my energy and all of that kind of stuff is great, but I think so long as I'm feeding her, that's going to be the priority, and I'm going to be a good athlete, but maybe just not a great winning kind of athlete, which I'm totally fine with for now. But anyway, that's my debrief on 20.2. It feels like it's been forever and it's only been 2. We've got 3 to go. Good luck, and I'll keep sharing what I'm doing and this journey along the way. And thanks for your support too. If you like these kind of videos and you want to see what I'm doing in the open and then just sort of general recovery stuff back to being an athlete, then like, subscribe, do all those things, show me a little bit of support, and Maddie, who's making all these videos for us, and that'd be amazing. Thanks for watching.
Go.